Good evening, Twitch and YouTube. It's the time once again for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race Extra Large. We can't go a whole 31-day period without at least one race from Rony featured on Sim Broadcasts. My name is Eoin Harmon, and I'm delighted to be joined by Miika Särkkinen in the commentary box. Miika, how are you doing?
Good evening. Not the most energized feeling for me tonight, but I'll hang on and let's see what a race we will have coming up tonight.
Yeah, it is quite a fascinating combo. Trespasser was the winner last time out, so he got to make this combination choice. It's the LX4 at Fern Bay, yes, Locomania. So yeah, this is the only race of RTF4 on the channel this month before we get everything back in August. So yeah, this track map, fascinating design here. Instead of the traditional Fern Bay green entry into the first chicane, are actually going the other way, and they're zooming through the underpass. Turns 1 and 2 will be very quick in this very light car Miika before they get going on the more traditional lap that you expect on the right hand side of the course for the likes of Fern Bay Black, for example.
Yeah, that's a lot of challenge. A lot of 27 corners, as you can see from the track map. It's insane. And well, this car, even though it's like a less powered version of the LX cars, it is still not the easiest one to drive. It can be a bit handful, so it must be fun driving around all those twisted turns out here.
Yeah, the race duration has been confirmed for 27 laps. We're not going to exceed that this evening. There's no evidence that we need to go any further than that. But yeah, the LX4 here, 1.3 litre inline 4, rear wheel drive and barely any weight to it whatsoever, just under 500 kilos and 140 brake horsepower. I'm sure you've seen it all in the past. It may not have that much power on paper, but when you put it full throttle with your suspension exposed, you're basically in a tiny little machine. It's going to be absolutely flying. For qualifying, we've Antti Valta back in action here. He's got the pole position, the only driver to break into 2 minutes 43, Miika. But then there's a very competitive top 5 and then a fairly solid top 10 as well. So turnout is pretty good here in the middle of July. Yeah,
that's very exceptional for a Valta to go under 244. But what I can tell, it's pretty close field from the OPEC perspective. So probably some interesting racing coming up when you put all those side to side there.
Yeah, I suppose one person who is conspicuous by his absence is Gabor. I didn't see him on the timing sheet, so Ricardo, Montola was certainly here a little while ago, maybe just didn't want to set a lap time. So it is Rick on his own. So Sidus's chances of maintaining their dominance in parts of this campaign are greatly reduced, but you can never rule out Rick Cardle, who knows this is his best chance to get a free hit in the championship battle. So Cabor with that lead of just about 50, nearly 50 points, looking pretty solid at the top. So yeah, he has the right to have a day off, with a lot of other drivers as well, probably on holidays. So Tamuli, their best the rest, Miika, and he qualified 6th, so yeah, he's a chance as well to catch up. Rony, of course, there in 4th, having one of his best campaigns here in XL, with Johnny SVK as well in the top 5, and a few drivers participating tonight as well have a chance to climb up the table, or else, for example, they're going to be entered for the first time.
It's interesting to see that gap come down a bit. Gabor having such a lead over Ricardo. I hope Ricardo can score a very good position and cut down that lead a bit, so we might get some exciting battle for the title as well towards the end of the season.
Yeah, without a doubt, you don't want it necessarily to be the walkover if you're not the championship leader yourself. So for the rest of us, you just hope it's a little bit more competitive. And the fact that you have 3 drivers representing 3 different teams, or if they're solo, that means that Sidus feeling a little bit left out compared to the normal. But yeah, definitely this is a great chance for a wide open contest. And indeed, Rony, as usual, has provided plenty of pre-race facts and stats. One example being tires and fuel here on the LX4. Road tires, they should last the distance, and you could probably fill up the tank reasonably well to go the vast majority easily. Maybe you want to fuel up to the end, or else fuel light to the start, so you have a bit of a dilemma knowing how long the lap is. You don't want to be stuck in traffic when you know you're the faster car. You will have points on the circuit, Miika, where you're just stuck. You can't overtake until it's safe to do so.
Yeah, one thing to consider is that the required amount of fuel is only around 24 kilograms, so it's not very much of weight. So I bet many of the drivers will rather fill up just the required amount straight up from the start.
Now we're going straight to the circuit, and yeah, there we are. We should see our assembly of LX4s, every color under the rainbow here in beautiful Fern Bay. So yeah, they're going to be going at very high speeds into the first complex before they get going. So here come the lights, and away they go. Start going to avoid too much wheel spin here. Back end, yeah, at the moment everyone's going to file either single or double. Going very, very quick. You have to stay committed to the throttle here. You can't lift because someone won't be able to react in time behind you. And it's so close there, Trespasser. Named this combo a little bit loose there. It does distract Rick Cardle quite significantly, because the Chase Samet, perhaps a new name to the series, is now down his inside and he's through. Great pass, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, that's good work from Samet. I recall he's a bit newer driver to LFS. I've seen him a couple times in other races. He's quite quick and he's a good driver. I'm looking what he can do in this race. But as you can see, he's already fighting Ricardo, which is a very great feat from him. And it's flat braking here into the right-hander, dropping down all the way to second gear and trying to get out of the corner. And yeah, Ricardo still holds the position.
Yeah, you have to be reserved but brave at the same time to tackle that chicane. And Johnny has used a bit too much of the grass there. He's caught it just in time to recover. We had around this complex, having mucked up tires will be rather unpleasant. Yeah, he seems to have it under control. Now on board with Tamuli, the Zaffaralis representative here in the top 10. Have his Twitch perspective there, so if you want to check out Tamuli _ on Twitch, so I'm very pleased to give him that little boost of support to his own channel. At the moment, Hachiroku is able to block the road here with his his roof up, so he's going to bear the full brunt of the sunshine in that rather hot cockpit. But just behind Tmuli, just checking his mirrors, I'm sure every once in a while, it's Arska.
They're only going wide there, not very fun to get out of the corner on the grass, so Arska has a decent chance here, but this is hard corners to try and get through. You don't really have too many lines through those corners.
Now let's check out the chase car. It's Zeki, who has Omar away for sure, under significant spotlight here. So trying to find the gap. Perhaps it will come now just on the downhill before we complete lap 1. So this is turn 24, more to go in terms of actual full-on turning, whereas the chicane, it's going to zip by on them. It's a reverse format, so they are, going to be able to just lift off a little bit, dab on the brakes and carry on. But Omar too quick there, and that's going to be Zeki fully through. And then we see that's Rony in the pits immediately. So Rony does his signature lap 1 pit when he feels there's no need to really wait that long, just maybe get a bit more fuel or tires. It must be fuel, or else you're just sitting there waiting to go. We'll find out in just a moment. It's no service at all, so Rony is fueled to the finish, Miika.
Yeah, Rony serving his mandatory 10-second pit stop very well on only 400ths of a second over that 10-second point that you have to meet. It's a very good stop from him.
Yeah, not too shabby. It's just what he would have wanted, to be able to have this clear air. Everyone else is fighting with all they've got. So yeah, we'll get our updated leaderboard when Antti crosses the sector 1 line. It shouldn't be too far away now. It takes about a minute to get there. So let's see, as he crosses, there it is. So we have our updated standings coming. Let's see now if anyone is close. Yeah, Tmuli and Arska, there they go again. This should be close. And Arska trying to spot the gap in the sweepers, but Gojki perhaps a little bit unsettled in this part of the track on this lap, Miika. He will be a bit slower compared to everyone else so far, but he seems to have that slight advantage that he needs.
Yeah, seems like Gojki had some brake move there on the past corner. Just got a little glimpse on the corner of the screen. He got past both of these guys on one of the straights, and Arska there fighting so hard, trying to find a place to overtake him, but he's not going there. Seems like Arska is being a little impatient. He should maybe commit more clearly to one corner and not just go all around all places.
Yeah, now this is the point where you won't be able to overtake unless someone is feeling very generous, to be honest. So you have to get through the quick chicane there, turns 21 through 23 before they slow right down for 24. Jump to the left before they have to dab on the brakes again for the 25th and third to last corner. And Tmuli again hangs on to that position. Antti Valta in the lead. We're going to get his accurate advantage. It's 1.4 seconds over Born to Race's Loco, and that was the fastest lap to boot. So Antti really enjoying this combo thus far.
Yeah, well, having very good lead there. No trouble for him. Loco just can't keep up with the pace. Rasposar being close to Loco, but still not in the attack range. Samet has taken the 4th place really well. He's there comfortably on 4th. No threat from behind from Ricardo.
Yeah, this is absolutely remarkable stuff here. I don't know if Rony's ever had to keep note of anyone who's won on debut, but certainly Samet being just off the bronze medal position here. Really, really impressive so far. Certainly this car does promote a lot of competitive racing. It's not a case where one person has the dominant streak over it, because in the 6 races prior to this car being used, or the 6 prior races where it's been picked, Gabor, Rick and 4 others have won in the car. car, so no one's ever won twice with it. And then Rick is the only driver who's won twice at Fern Bay in LX4, so or something along those lines. I'd have to verify that one for sure, but yeah, definitely this is the kind of car that is difficult to master.
Yes, indeed. It's very unique to its handling. Not very many cars are alike due to its lightweight and the structure itself. It's certainly an interesting car. If you haven't, I very much... I'm out of my words.
I know, yeah, certainly the UK loves its kit cars. This is probably the greatest of the
encourage you to try. That's what I was trying to say.
I got you. Yeah. But basically, you can get this car at a lower price if you build it yourself. Basically, that's how it works in real life. You can kind of assemble it for you for extra, but usually the enthusiasts love to buy it in just a bunch of pieces and have to put everything together themselves so that they get exactly what they desire from the car. You probably just get a spanner and just the suspension yourself, that sort of thing. So that's what the kit car culture is in the likes of the UK. So yeah, you see drivers bringing this car around as best they can in their Live for Speed universe. We're already on lap 4, so we are getting through the paces very neatly indeed. Loco losing out again on this lap as Antti is the only driver to be in the 244s. And so as you were saying, Miika, the fuel tank is very small, so he's almost on qualifying pace already.
Yeah, it doesn't really take the much to get into the very good pace with the score. You can keep it up very well through the race, even though it is a bit lengthier one. Vesper also seems like he's finally getting some more pace than Loco. He's getting very close. Still a bit too far to commit for any bombs or such, but he's certainly getting there and trying to get some pressure for Loco and try to force him to make some mistake.
Yeah, that's definitely a tactic that Trespasser can consider to make sure Loco will not take up too much of his precious time in the battle for second. Because if Antti gets any further away, then yeah, he pretty much has the comfort of just doing whatever strategy he wants. If he's on fuel, for example, he can just pit, get the top up and go. No problem at all with that advantage. We certainly can't take it for granted here. Battle for second is a key one for sure. Gojki again, we're saying perhaps his abilities on the sweeping turns are letting him down just a little bit because Muli is on his case again, so we'll double check all those battles as they proceed. Loco has to be very alert in his mirrors because at any moment Trespasser would definitely pick a spot and make an overtaking maneuver.
Yeah, Trespasser going a bit wide there, having a slide. That doesn't really help his overall pace and putting the pressure on Loco. But he's been solid. No, not any notable mistakes outside of this one.
Yeah, so far pretty solid in the battle for second. I think Liaison has made a mistake out of turn 17, or that sort of spot by the beach. Yeah, be turn 17, 18. So he's trying to fight back against Omar at the giant retaining wall. It's not looking too promising there as Omar was able to use the high line to his benefit. And Liaison just making that critical mistake. Oh, just in front of them, that's Zeki loose out of the quick chicane, but he's held on very well there. The hazard lights are on. I hope everything's okay with the car, but yeah, at the moment, yeah, he's just using too much of the grass. Maybe his rear left tire is heating up badly, so I would consider if that tire is too much to handle, then get this car in the pits.
Yeah, I love how these guys, even though they are on position 15 to 17, they are just taking absolutely everything out of the car that they can. They're pushing it to their only miss that they find with the car. And this is the close fighting I was looking forward to looking at the qualifying results. We have such equal paces around the track, so battles like this are able to form out on the track.
Yeah, so the fact that the car, if you get on the grass, you can recover it, but if you're too impatient, then the rear tires will just spin out on you, and you'll be going around in circles. So this battle for what is effectively 15th position is perhaps one of the finest on the track, and Zeki will feel that in his bones there, getting off the ground completely, but Omar has the inside line and he should be comfortably able to pull back onto the racing line and secure that pass. Yes, he does indeed. And this will carry on for another little while, to say the least here. And, yeah, really good stuff. Oh, now look at the Hachiroku. Hachiroku is down the inside of Goshki for 7th position. Yeah, it's a more gentle entry into that corner compared to what we may be used to sometimes. Turn 16 usually feels a lot sharper when you're coming in on the clockwise direction, so not the time for Goshki to panic just yet. He has fought back so far. He's able to retain position. Hachiroku just had him for a split second there, will give him a boost. But yeah, he has to just stay in position for now and try again in just a moment.
Yes, but this battle still keeps going on. Zeki, he's not giving up, he's still staying very close to Omar. And I doubt they're gonna go south here again on this corner. No, they are. Zeki being patient, he's looking for a good place to take the overtake. These are very hard corners. You really don't have too many lines to get them alongside. You want to find some breakings, but where you can give a little dive inside and then take up space from the other driver. Ooh, look at there how like it's barely under control sometimes. The car is very easy to slide. It's also very manageable to catch back on.
Yeah, you can practically feel it through your own body, and this car will conduct itself. Antti has already completed the first quarter of the lap. Lap 6 this is. And, a bit of a nervy start here on the handful of passes. In fairness, just behind Arska, who we're looking at from Hachiroku's rear camera, it's Johnny SVK. Johnny is now in contention to extend his reach here in the top 10. He is in that 10th position at the moment with his master race car teammate Michael Malik just behind. So now we were thrilled about a 3-car battle down in 15th and 15th through 17th, but now we could have 5 cars going for position. This is brilliant.
Yes, Hachiroku and Goshki still fighting there for the P8. That's really helping the guys behind, since they are eating some of them from each other. They can't just escape the drivers from behind. So their battle is playing into the hands of likes of Avaska, Johnny, SK and Michael. And it's getting exciting. It's a nice train of cars you have there. And now this is Goshki on the inside line with the yellow car. Can he dive inside? Yes, he can. He'll take the position for now at least. But Hachiroku, he's been fast. He's gone past Goshki a couple times. He can certainly pay back in a matter of a couple of corners.
Yeah, really good stuff. Tamuli in this recent sector has lost a second to Goshki. So yeah, definitely Goshki. I was saying perhaps a bit harshly that he was a bit slow in the sweepers compared to the others, but yeah, he's really picked up pace now. He's the quickest in this group on this current lap. Really better watch how he has real trouble behind him. If he lets one driver into his personal space, then he's going to find another 3 or 4 fighting with him as well. So yeah, really has to remain calm. This battle could be prevented if he can get back to full speed. Otherwise, Goshki, yeah, excellent work there. Oh, and I think Hachiroku hit the tire just a little bit there, the tire stack. So Arska will get a free pass, and Johnny, oh, it may just be a little bit too little too late. He's going to commit though. Oh, that's amazing if it works out. Using the grass to guide him, and he's through as well. That's excellent. Really, really impressive. And Hachiroku is the one who feels the stress of one mistake, punishing him so badly.
Yeah, that's a great stuff from Johnny this week. It was very like narrow the opening there, but he just sent it in there, and he was able to pull the move and keep it under control. Very well done. Hachiroku, let's see if he can recover himself driving and stay up onto the back of Johnny's VK.
Apologies to Magic there. He was just briefly on camera. Oh, he's missed. He's missed the 10 seconds mandatory. It's a 9.84 second stop. He didn't require service there, so he's cost himself badly, unfortunately. He's going to have to just dip into the pits again. So it's basically going to be a drive-through penalty with half a second or less stationary. So really bizarre situation there for Magic. He's going to fall all the way to last on the circuit. I just missed it there. The Trespasser got a 2:44 dead not too long ago. So Trespasser is the new owner of the fastest lap. Getting very close to qualifying pace. But Antti has built up a solid lead for himself already, so it doesn't matter that just one lap was excellent from Trespasser. He has to do it a few more times at least.
Yes, it's up to see if Trespasser can keep up this very good pace, which is actually, I think, faster than his qualifying lap. Antivaldo was only one to get under the 2:44. Exactly,
yeah. It was a bit of a supreme effort from Antivaldo in the qualifying. But in the race, it seems like Trespasser, now that he picked this combo for everybody to sample, as the winner of the June race. That feels like an eternity ago, I have to say. So now that he has knowledge of this car, no doubt about it, otherwise he wouldn't have put himself through that stress. He is definitely in the ascendancy. He's going to try and hit another 2:44 lap. Yes, he certainly does, just shy of the absolute best. So he's gained another 0.4 of a second on this last lap. Excellent work.
Yeah, there is some potential for that develop into a fight, but of course it'll take some time. Here, other end, this is the fight we were looking at. It's Kaski following Tamley. He was getting very close, but I think there was just a slight mistake in the last chicane, so he lost a little bit of speed there and left further behind. But here behind him there's Johnny SVK and Aska in the blue car fighting each other. And these three guys, they just can't get rid of each other. Ziggy and Omar still close to each other, and that's Yasin just in front of them. And this battle, it just goes on.
Yeah, and Rony, the luminous green machine, is coming. The coloured in Sonic, who normally fits into Rony's livery, there's no space for him this time, and there's no hard top on this LX4. So Rony, the series organizer, is going to check out this battle for himself and make sure it's all above board. At the same time, he wants to overtake them all, no doubt about it. So that makes it even more of a tantalizing prospect. But now we return to the battle for the race lead. They're over the tall bridge that does skip over some of the track on the left hand side of the map, the Fern Bay Gold, I think, or Fern Bay Black, one or the other. So Trespasser is on a real mission now. He's gained another half a second. Yeah, that's what I mean. Trespasser has been really consistent. He's been taking time out of Antti, hand over fist at the moment. He's doing it yet again. Nearly a second on this lap, and Antti's feeling the pressure, getting really tight to the wall. You don't want to get into that sort of ditch, sort of like a little bit of a dip that will unsettle the car just a little bit. And yeah, this is exceptional work here from Trespasser. I can't really explain how good this is without using something like excellent or exceptional. Yeah, this is Trespasser really, really thriving on the Locomania circuit.
Yes, here we see Rony just got the overtaken over. Oh, Rony's still sliding a bit, but he's well under control there and taking the place. The first overtake from the field that is up for him. But as you were saying about this lead fight there, Trespasser doing amazing job, and he's really got out the lead. It's like barely gone down. Even if you look at the cars on the road, you can see that the distance between them is much shorter than it was before.
Yeah, no, I was just interrupting you there rather rudely, so I apologise. But Trespasser's fastest lap, 2 minutes 43.73, is a server best. He broke the fastest lap that Antti used to get pole position. So this is utterly inspiring work here from Trespasser to just put in these critical sectors each and every time. And he's now the quickest driver we've seen since the hour of qualifying. I was watching little bits of it before the stream began, so Trespasser really on a tear at the minute. And for once, I think Antti has responded with a better Sector 1 time. So yeah, chance for Antti to get his mojo back. Of course, Loco is another 2 seconds back or 3 seconds back, so he's not out of the picture either. So yeah, 3 really strong drivers today, and then the battle for 4th place is getting very tasty as well, because Samets, our newcomer to the series, is putting in a real show against the title contender at the first attempt. So Ricardo doesn't want to be leaving Sidus in among the also-rans. I'll just put that in inverted commas, because of course being 5th is not an also-ran position whatsoever, but for Sidus they want to win each and every race.
Yeah, Ricardo is anything but a newcomer to the series. He's very experienced, and well, he's caught up. So Samet, he needs to stay calm here and just try to keep the focus on his own driving and not concentrate on his mirrors too much. He knows that there is a very good, very fast and experienced driver behind him.
And Rony, he's got past
pulling
Omar.
notice again.
Zeki continuing to use the hazard lights. This is the chance now for the inside line for 16th to position into 15th. Yes, that's Rony through. Just gotta avoid.
It's the same spot as last time around.
Yeah. And Loco has now hit the new fastest lap. Oh, Rony, too much grass there. He's got to stay gentle on the throttle. And that's Zeki back through. Brilliant. Optimistic driving there for Zeki to make sure he wasn't going to just concede the position without fight back. Oh, he hits the wall. A bit of a plumb there. The car is perfectly fine. There's no damage to any of the core components. So this is bad news for Rony in his speed stop strategy, and Zeki hits the curb just a little bit too hard, but thankfully he's back on all 4 wheels.
Yes, very well kept under control. He didn't even lose the place to Omar, so that's very well done for Zeki. Of course, well, Rony got past now a bit easier, more easier than Zeki would have wanted to, but it's a good recovery.
No, that's wide for Yasin. Just picked up the overspeed into the chicane, and Rony at last is able to say, yeah, I'm now ahead of the 3 heroes of the rear of the field, I suppose you could say. Not quite very last place. But yeah, Rony, the first driver to commit to pit lane on lap 1, has his chance to use the free air. He has tons of time now to catch up to Teemu Soini, who's had probably the loneliest race of anybody today. Either that or Stephen Martin. We haven't had any discussion of them whatsoever, so they're not close either. It's about 3 or 4 seconds between them, so I feel bad for those two. They're just doing their own thing and hoping that something happens in front of them.
Yeah, they're comfortably on their own bubbles there. In other words, it's more like stress-free situation, not really any pressure coming on from any side, so you can just concentrate and try for your best laps, and that usually yields some good results in the end.
Now we're gonna see what Trespass can do. His thunder has been stolen. Oh no! I couldn't even
That's
begin to
Loco.
talk about it because he's
Oh,
out of the
no.
race. Loco, his incredible run is over. He's out with a major shunt going onto his soft top roof. Oh, I couldn't even say it. Like, there's no curse there because he just crashed before I could even mention him.
That's our fastest lap hauler, Loco. It's very rare to see the person with the fastest lap to just flip over and have the race over. That's a very, very unusual mistake. Anyway, that promotes Samet now, or newcomer to P3, so he's very well under the podium right now after that incident. Although he still has Ricardo very close to him, but so far he's kept Ricardo behind and not closing too close to try and get to the overtake.
Yeah, my goodness gracious. So it's Samet now third, with Ricardo now P4. Oh, it's a horrific look for Loco. He was really, making sure that it wasn't going to be all about Anti and Trespasser up front. So yeah, just to lose it on a single instant there, all by himself, that really deflates certainly myself, and I'm sure anyone watching on, to witness that just take place on a sudden moment there. So Yasin, for Born to Race, is now all on his own without his teammate there, giving the third place a real joyous view there. So he was pushing with everything he had. So we'll check that out as well. Yeah, this certainly field spread is a lot more significant now. There's potentially one or two opportunities for position changes. It's certainly Samet versus Ricardo. They're the key ones, for example. And towards the rear of the field, Magic has caught up to C4 TT.
Yeah, that
OM
should be
66 or something like that. Yeah, OM 606. I'm not sure what that is. So just this is for the chance to not be last on track anymore. But Magic has served his pit stop already. So yeah, this is our first real showing of C4 TT on the screen. So welcome on to Rony's Tuesday Fun Race Extra Large. Let's see if we can take on one of our heralded names here in the series, Magic. We've seen him for many years at this stage, and he's gonna make his presence felt, but he won't go for it just right now. That wouldn't make much sense unless C4TT pulls off, or I suppose it could be Cat, like the 4 represent the letter A. It could be either one of those options.
It's sometimes hard to tell from the names, but anyway, Magic has had significantly better pace than C4TT so far. So it should be a overtake soon, but it's Trespasser in the pit lane. He came in from P2, and that's 10.14 seconds on the pit stop. So the mandatory 10 seconds third, and not too much over it. So it's a good one from third.
Yeah, he needed a top up of fuel. Yeah, he needed a bit of extra fuel there. Chris McElroy in my ear, just confirming that fact. So yeah, Trespasser now has a heavier car than I suspect. Likes of Valtan. Tamuli wants a chance to overtake him on circuit, and that would decimate Trespasser's ability to win the race if he loses a ton of time to a car that has its full rhythm at the moment, whereas Trespasser has to relearn the car just a little bit on the slightly heavier tank and make sure those temperatures are back to where they need to be after a little bit of a break, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, Trespasser seems like he's not having too much trouble getting back to the rhythm himself. He's doing all right there. And maybe even slightly pulling out the gap already, even though he just joined in front of the Harmon. Ahead of these guys.
Just Twitch perspective, carry on there, Miika, sorry.
Yep, ahead of the rest passenger and Emily, there's Ricardo. He's still very close to Summit, not quite able to challenge him too much yet. But you can see there's basically no gap anymore, just a car's length or something. So this might be a power fight soon.
Absolutely. This lap, almost nothing to split these two beyond the sector line there. 1 minute 59.2 for both, just a few hundredths better in Ricardo's perspective there. Just making sure they're very cautious through the triple chicane there. Goes by in a blink of an eye there. And there we go, Samet. Really calm and composed driving here thus far. Wait to the last moment to slow down, maybe not at all. Oh, the rear end gets loose. Ricardo will sense that immediately. He won't have the slipstream I would have suspected he would have needed there, so he won't be able to overtake just yet. We have a real suspension, batterer there. The curves between turns 1 and 3 there can really give this car a workout, for example.
Yeah, and it's very wild to see this car going over those curves. Those curves are quite high in the end, so it's bouncing around wildly, but it's still it's so beautiful how these guys keep it under control so well.
Oh, now look at this. It's Zeki who may have made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, so Magic and Cat. So yeah, it is Cat. C-A-T-T with the number 4 there. In the box, it's Stephen Martin. He's taken on a fresh tank of fuel. A bit like Trespasser just a moment ago. And Zeki is ahead of Magic again. Cat has held on thus far. No need to pit for him just yet, unless he's tempted to go in now. No, he's not. He'll carry on. Patrick just wondering what else I'm supposed to do here, because I should be more comfortable with this car having pitted a lot earlier than these guys.
It's very weird to see. Oh, that's a big slide for Zeki there. Gets it under control, but that allows Magic to get much closer back on the. As I was saying, Magic has pulled a lap that's 3 or 4 seconds faster than what he's doing behind these guys, so Magic should have the pace to go and overtake him, but I guess he's just a bit too careful. He's not finding a good spot to go and get past the guys.
Yeah, he's backing off severely now.
Yeah.
That's worrying. He does have it back under control though. And Cat is definitely going to be... Yeah, indeed, that is true. Magic didn't complete his mandatory 10 seconds. He was just about 0.4 of a second under the required time. And now let's see what Anti-Valt can do. He will pit from the race lead. Oh, the tyre stack's gone every which way. But now Anti has to mentally count down in his head from 10 to 0. Just waiting for the chance to go. And he's refueled, so that does help him out. New race leader, it's Samet on debut. And Ricardo is taken into the pits as well. He goes to the 3rd to last pit box. Trespasser will overtake him again. Tamuli also through. Goshki coming in. So yeah, a fair few drivers have elected to go on fuel strategy if they're pitting at this stage. It is remarkable stuff to have more battles going on here. Magic has Cat for company. Zeki is through again, so these three almost impossible to keep track of them all.
Yeah, it's great punch going on there. This Koski going from coming out of the pit lane, he had refill as well. So that's interesting to see so many refills out there. And there you can see Valdo was able to pull a little bit more gap the trespasser during the pit stop. So very well played for Valdo, having the consistency and maybe even the strategy a bit better. Or trespasser.
Yeah, without a doubt. So the order just feels a little bit jumbled up now as the differing strategies are taking place. Some drivers going longer, most likely. They filled up to the end of the race. We're nearly halfway there. So yeah, it is the newcomer to the series, Samet, in the race lead. Cat is now in the pits, just on the other end of the scale. It'll be damage repair, so that's unusual. I saw the nose bending back into the correct shape, so that did look like a damage repair to me. I'll find out for sure in a moment. Yeah, that's beyond 10 seconds. He is going to fall back to the very end of the field again. So there we go, 21.85 seconds for a repair to the body and to get new fuel on board. So yeah, Cat will not be doing very much more battling in the race unless someone makes a big mistake.
Yeah, that's pretty much could you say game over him, but he's far away from any other driver. He still got the right to finish. He can still gain something. People can still have incidents in front of him. Nothing is actually over. But not really fast coming up, as you said. But here is one fight that has apparently gone already. Magic has got in front of Seki, so that's not a fight anymore.
On board with Rick Cardle for a moment here. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Johnny is wide. It won't be enough again. Rick just doesn't have the necessary closure there to get right onto Johnny for that small mistake, but he is quicker there to the dips and the other bits of the unused sort of runoff area of the circuit. Yeah, look at this now. You can read the number plate clear as day now. And Rick is going to sense his opportunity. It could come as early as turn 5 down the inside. Goes the Sidus man. The Dutch viewers, I'm sure, will be cheering him on. Great overtake, and I'm watching on from Hachiroku there. He must be thinking, yeah, I could do that as well in a little while, but Johnny had his chance there in 4th place just for a little while as the strategies continued to develop. But yeah, that was what we love to see from Rick Cardle here, who wants to close the gap on the championship leader, Gabor.
Yeah, let's remember that even though it's not present on the track, Rick Cardle is still on the fight against Samet. They were very close before Rick Cardle went into the pits from behind Samet, so he wants to catch up that time and get the jump when Samet comes into the pits. So very well done for Rick Cardle, not wasting too much time behind Johnny SVK. That was a important overtake for him.
Yeah, a bit of potential intrigue here because Zeki has come in for a refuel, so maybe Samet has an opposite strategy. Maybe he wants to go very deep into the race without having to refuel the car once he serves his 10 seconds mandatory stop. Yeah, Zeki has gone just beyond halfway to make sure he has enough fuel, and he is now ready to go all the way to the finish. So there's Samet. We will find out in just a moment if my theory is indeed correct, that Samet is not copying or inspiring his teammate to go on a fuel strategy. Here he goes through the final chicane. We're looking at Trespasser at the moment. He wants to get the time back against Antti. Samet carries on, so yeah, he's happy enough. Trespasser potentially dancing around with a little bit of damage on the right hand side. Cosmetic if anything, but yeah, we'll see things fair.
This,
Push on.
this is Omar. He's caught up to Liaison again. These guys have been fighting before, so this is the first time we see these guys dance around. And there was a little bit of slide out of the corner from Omar, but still he had a better exit than Liaison. So he's catching up into this very hard corner. Oh, that's Arska into the pits from P8. He's been quite alone there as well.
Yeah.
Closer to the other drivers, but not really having any fight going on. Almost still looking for the place. Can't send it into this corner. Ooh, isn't going very, very slowly there. That's a weird thing to see. But Omar can't capitalize on it and still stays behind there.
Yeah, we'll watch and see what Omar can do next. A little bit slidey there on the first half of the chicane, and he's indicating to pit lane. Oh, he's dummied me. I fell for it. Oh, I fell for that one. Hook, line, and sinker. But there was no one else on circuit to watch that apart from me and us here in simbroadcast.tv on Twitch and YouTube. And just as you know, the drama at the back takes place, we've got Rick Hardle going wide, and he hits Johnny. Johnny makes his way back through. Small contact, so neither driver is badly affected. But yeah, that was a great catch there by our liaison team of Peter Butcher and Chris McElroy there. So they're working together in the back end for us today in the commentary box, just the two of us speaking on the broadcast today. And now Hachiroku is coming too, so you're going to watch and wait to see what happens. Is Johnny so far compromised that he has to yield to both cars? No, he can defend from Hachiroku, but Rick is back past after a Code Brown situation.
Hachiroku almost able to convert from Rick Hardle's mistake and get 2 places at the same, but he was just short. He was a little bit boxed there on the straight, couldn't just get past. Rick Hardle, good recovery, getting back on front of Johnny SVK. But that lost him some precious time on the fight against Samet. That's something we rarely see from the likes of Rick Hardle. It's an unusual mistake.
Oh, absolutely. Rick, perhaps 1 or 2 examples pop into my head when he made mistakes. I think one of them might have been at in West Hill. I think he had a puncture. He stayed out too long and he had a puncture. I think one of those RT4 races. So that was one example, and maybe another example could be Fern Bay. I don't know exactly how long ago that was, but he may have made one mistake around here as well. But yeah, definitely it is a rare situation to have Ricardo falling way below his best lap time as a result of mistake. Michael Malik is now pitting. That allows Goshki through. Arska is coming through the final chicane now. Michael, 10.1 seconds. Not quite Rony's benchmark, but that is pretty much the ideal pit stop time if you're going to stay well clear of a penalty. Here comes Arska. Can he get through? You'll have much more speed, up to about 200 Ks. No, not this time. Good try though.
Yeah, I felt a little short there. But still isn't over. Obviously can maybe catch up and get the fight on before Michael gets the rhythm back on his driving. But Michael has been slightly faster overall during the race, so that might be the case.
Yeah, we're back to Trespassers angle here. The very shiny red and black livery on that car. Anti-Valta's lead. Once Samet is in pit lane, it will be pretty healthy. We'll find out how this second sector is going in a matter of seconds. Samet 1 minute 59.4. Anti 158.39. He's 3 seconds behind the leader. Trespasser 158.6, and he is nearly 5 seconds behind Anti. So the real peak of his race was about 10 laps ago, I have to say. That was when Trespasser was really something to behold. He still has the time though. You don't need to go all out each and every lap. If he can just settle down, and maybe with about 6 laps to go, then he can try and pick off half a second a lap and hope that it is enough. Yeah, so we have more pitters, I think, on circuit than non-pitters. So, yeah, the temptation to pit early was only really met by the race green duo of Rony and Magic. Everyone else wanted to wait until about lap 11 or 12. We have a chance to watch Yasin and Omar again. Omar in this sort of camo green LX4. Not quite able to catch Yasin on the specially constructed bridge there. He is close though. Oh, there's a pitter. It is Tamuli. Oh, has he missed the box?
Missed the pit box. Yeah.
Oh, goodness, that's a horrible moment. He's going to be caught by Johnny, even maybe Goshki too. Tamuli was a contender for perhaps 6th or 7th, but he may fall back behind Goshki now. Yeah, this looks pretty tight. Omar and Yasin still on camera yet. Goshki through on my screen. Just paying attention to that battle for a moment. But Omar has track position on Yasin. Oh, that was close. At the demise. Loco's demise was here just a little while ago.
That was a great overtake from Omar. He came up to the left-hander with the wall outside. He looked like he was going inside line there, but then he just on the last second he veered onto the racing line, and that put Yasin a bit like hesitant, and he drove the line differently. So Omar was able to carry more speed through the corner and capitalize on that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Omar makes his legitimate pit stop this time. I'm not fooled twice by his dummy attempt. He actually put on the indicator for actual purposes there. 10.19 second stop. Rony against Teemu, and it is a good pass for Rony. Continues his fight to the top 10, and Teemu, he's pretty clear of Stephen Martin, I have to admit. It is pretty solid now for Teemu if he just keeps going, but I think he is owing us a pit stop in just a while. Goshki, we're just looking at him, but now it's time for Michael, and I think Chris in my ear just wanted to tell me that he's picked up some damage in terms of the rear right. It's more cosmetic if anything. Just see the bent panel making the wheel exposed, but it's not a worry now because he's got Arska right where he wants him. If he can time his braking point just correctly, then he will be through for definite. Here we are now, Miika. He is now through. Good pass.
Yeah, good work. And that's the same spot as Rony has used a couple times, so it's certainly one of the best overtake positions on the track. Oh, and Samet, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he's made the mistake. Yeah.
Stayed.
He's lost his podium. Yeah, Rony made sure to remind everybody it's 10 seconds mandatory, not any pit stop you like and then carry on. You have to be there for 10 seconds, and he'll have to pit again or else take a penalty. So therefore Ricardo will be jumping for joy, as he will get a few extra points against his teammate, who is probably relaxing somewhere or doing something else with his time, as he's not here this evening. Gabor with a huge championship lead. He's been the dominant force since the new year turned back in January. So yeah, now I'm sure he'll be back in August when RTF4 on Sim broadcast is at full capacity once again, as we are enjoying the summer break at the moment, with just this one race this month. But yeah, Antivalta's lead is 3.8 seconds, but of course Trespasser, his last lap was another server best of a 2:43.6.
Yeah, that's very impressive stuff. And this is Rony coming to take his pit stop. Let's see if he can stay record 10 seconds, and yeah, he does. 10.49. Safe stop there. No problems for experienced driver.
Magic, he decides it's not worth it to just bomb in and and tackle the position off Teemu Soini. He's going to try and win it with a more measured approach, so we can monitor that. Pete confirms that Michael hit the chicane. He must have hit a tire stack, and he nearly did it again just as watching him. So close call there for Michael. He carries on in P9, so yeah, he should be okay to keep pushing on. So I believe maybe one driver is left to pit, if anyone, or else everyone has pitted. Blue flags there for Cash, just as Antti makes his way by. So yeah, pity there for Cash. So yeah, one more car to pit. So we're just waiting to see who that might be. Oh, 3 to pit, beg your pardon. Yeah, so Hachiroku, Johnny, and Yasin have yet to pit. And another trespasser special, so yeah, he's been listening to me. He's saving the energy now, and he's going to spend it with all he's got. Cash will be blue flagged again. But Antti is leading by just about 3 seconds now, Miika, so it's not a done deal just yet.
Yep. A little situation update. If you look at the difference between Samet and Cardle, that's 5.7 seconds or something. Samet need to stay stationary 3 seconds more, a bit more than 3 seconds more. So had he taken the stop well, he would have just stayed ahead of Ricardo, and he would be very much on the podium fight. But this failed pit stop certainly cost him the podium today. That's unfortunate to see, but that's sometimes the harsh reality.
Even the best of them have made misjudgments with the pit stop, or maybe just forgot to make a pit stop until the very last minute, and therefore it's a panic, and you know your plan was put into disarray just a little bit. So yeah, it does happen, of course. So yeah, hopefully Samet, by beating a lot of famed entries into RTFR on his first try, even with the penalty or second stop that must be done, you know, I really hope he is encouraged to keep coming along, at least every now and again. If the LX4 is genuinely his favourite car, that might have tempted him over. But if he does enjoy driving different cars each and every event, then yeah, I hope to see plenty more of him, because this is one of the best debuts in quite some time.
Yeah, I'm sure that he will come back stronger. He's been driving a couple of cars. He's been fast, like almost anything. So, and never caught him like out of any contestant. Here is a battle between Magic and Soini. Magic on the green car, just getting past. So was holding the position, but Magic is ultimately just a bit faster and is able to sweep by.
Yeah, Yasin will be behind these guys now as he served his pit stop, and he kept it to 10.58 seconds. So we'll notice he is behind Omar at the moment. So yeah, Yasin versus Omar is going to pick up again in just a little while. Trespasser, we're going to witness another lap from him. Oh, the tire stack was right in front of him. That's certainly going to impact his lap time. Thank goodness it was nothing worse than that. Still a minute, 2:44 there, but that does cushion the blow for Antti there by a smidgen, because the gap is rather than perhaps 2.6 seconds, it's now 2.9. That could be a critical factor in the destiny of the race, Miika. But just in between them right now, it's Zeki who is going to be lapped once again. Or sorry, I should say he's been lapped by Valta, but then Trespasser will be coming along to lap him too. So he's a lap down at the moment, Zeki. Just has to make sure both the race leaders are safely through before he can get on with his job.
And I can, from my own experience, confirm that this is not a very fun place for Zeki to be. Seeing the battle for the lead coming up, you just have to be so careful on the blue flags, and you have to use some time to think about where you let them through. But Zeki, he's done it very well. Passed very cleanly, and not really losing any time behind him, so not affecting the battle for the lead.
Yeah, we're down to about 7 laps to go. They're about to be 8, as I say, and the lead at about 3.5 seconds. So much better sector this time by Valta, so that makes sure he has his cushion sewn up again after a little bit of danger again from Trespasser. With Samet, he's going to be penalised, or else told to pit again, whatever is least troublesome for him. So our battle for third is non-existent because Rick is almost sure to get it, and Hachiroku will be hoping that he's doing enough to claim a fourth position for himself. Johnny in sixth position at the moment will be thinking likewise, I can catch Hachiroku, and then hope that the penalty for Samet can close the gap a little bit. So Samet completes the back end straight just beyond the bridges, and Johnny is just in the middle of them now. So yeah, that goes to show the gap is quite significant, but not so otherworldly. Now we're heading to lap 22. The lovely coastline is just in front of Antid there, and a mistake for Michael Malik. He has caught it though, but Arska, here he is, Miika. Can he make the pass just after these sweepers?
Yeah, I bet he can. He's getting very close. If he can just take the line very well here. Oh, Michael has done it very good as well. So it's not easy feat by any means, but it is still doable. Not on this lap though, on this occasion, but maybe later.
Maybe just a small while. Michael taking a suboptimal line there. I don't think that's going to help him throughout either 16 or 17. So maybe out of 18 he can be okay. Yeah, that will have disrupted. Oh yeah, you can definitely see on the screen there, Arska almost lost it. So I underreacted there just a little bit there. But Arska caught the slide just before, could get perilously off kilter. Now Johnny pits, so Johnny will drop behind Goshki, although Goshki's taking a detour on the grass. So Goshki's through, Tamuli is through, but Michael is way too far back. So our chance to enjoy Goshki, Tamuli and Johnny for the end of the race could still happen, but it is going to be 8th position for Johnny SVK out of the pits.
Yeah, the battle between Oscar and Michael still going on strong. Oscar is not as close as after the again where Michael had a weird line. Oh, they both slide a bit. That's so scary looking. They both held it very well. Seems like Oscar is able to carry a bit more speed around these corners. That's helping him to catch up to Michael, but for overtaking he needs to cook up something else. It's very hard to overtake by just having the better minimum speed on the corner.
Yeah, we're staying on board with Trespasser, completing sector 2 now. He's a bit slower. Of course, the recent laps he's definitely cut into Anti's lead, using the very edge of the circuit there before the wall. He's going to meet him. Trespasser really pushing with all he's got. Oh, using a lot of curb there, so he is much quicker on this lap as well. Making sure he doesn't roll it. I know Loco won't want to hear it again, but yeah, that's what happened to him when a third place, certainly an outside shot, going for victory, was taken away in a horrible accident, just ending up on his roll bar, roll cage. Yeah, a bit of a slide there again for Trespasser, but he seems to be okay, and he's cut 7/10 of a second into the lead of Velta. So if he can do that one more time, then I'm convinced there's a race on here, and Antti is not going to cruise to the finish by any means.
Yeah, that is slightly slower lap from Valde. I'm not sure if something happened to him there. But if he keeps putting on laps like that, that really opens up the window for Trespasser if he can just keep up the ultimate pace that he's doing, close to 44. So there is certain pace difference for now. We'll have to see for a few laps how it's going to change.
Need to transfer our attention over to Michael because Arska is coming for his position. Oh, that was close there. But World Class Lions driver, opting for blue livery, knowing that he only has the one teammate with him today. Michael making sure he doesn't hit those tire stacks anymore. Certainly is ready to tease them as best he can with his very quick car today. And Arska, a new PB for him, gets just within a single hundredth of Michael this time. So a new PB in the session for Arska. But Michael is still happy, defending for now. And there's another look at Balta in the foreground as Trespasser now fills in the gap. It's still really, really close between them. So far, though, Antti is quicker after Sector 1. Sector 2 is coming up in about 5 or 6 seconds for Antti. Just has to get up the hill and turn to the right for turn 19. There's the line, 158.11 versus 159.16. And that is the last thing Trespasser needed to lose all that time he worked so hard to pull back in. Despite hitting the wall there gently, Antti is full speed ahead Miika. So it looks like Antti has done what he needed to do in this critical juncture in the race. But yeah, if Trespasser can find that spirit one more time, then I can't rule him out.
Yeah, from now on Antti just needs to keep it calm and not do any mistakes, and this should be his race. But Trespasser, he's still less than 4 seconds away, so that's not very much, if anything, it was to happen. So it's still, you can never say it's over until we release the checkered flag. So let's keep our hopes up for Trespasser.
Yeah, we will for sure. But for the competition, Antti, he is a serial winner for his few appearances. I think Rony with another stat for us today. So we said it was Antti's second pole position in his 5th qualifying attempt in XL, where he's going for his 3rd win, in his 5 attempts. So yeah, he did win the 99th edition of XL. If I'm not mistaken, he had the honor of winning the 99th race in RTFR regular, and then he did it again in the 99th edition a couple of months ago, of course, in March time, I think it was, if my maths are correct, because April was the big 100, if I'm not mistaken.
My memory doesn't really serve me back that far, but I continue being correct on there.
I hope so. Yeah, April, indeed, yes. We had the calendar at the beginning of the show, so yeah, I suppose, yeah. April was the big 100.
Yeah, even that feels, it was like ages ago.
It does, yeah, it really does. Yeah.
But it's like 3 months.
I know, it's been one of those years, I think. Just, certainly not as, like in terms of a sporting event, I suppose, the Women's European Championships. I know Finland have an interest in that, or at least did. So, yeah. Oh no, and that's Cat off the course there. He's now heading backwards. These are the sweepers. Turns 26 through 27, I think. Or sorry, no, 11
yes,
and 12 chicane and 13, 14, 15, sorry.
Yeah. Thankfully he found a good spot. There was a opening that there was no cars coming quite quickly, so it was a good gap. He was able to reach on without any issues there. On the front, he's doing what he's needed to do. He's staying there consistent.
And Michael has fallen foul the tires at the gold chicane, so that would be 11 and 12. So Arska is through at last. He's been waiting a long time for that one. The thing is, Michael is still right there despite that, less than ideal performance at the chicane. So he's got a slipstream coming, maybe not enough in the modest horsepower, but he is poking a nose into the inside line for 17.
Arska goes wide there. able
A
to
little
hold
bit
it
late on the
though.
brakes there, but just right for Arska. He defends what he's just won, and he will be pushing on as best he can to make sure that Michael will not get any more chances like that again.
Yeah, these guys, they have quite different driving styles with this car, as I see the other one preferring like the corners better, and the other one having more speed on the exits and straights. But they are very close in the pace, so it's interesting to see if Ask can pull any gap or if Michael can still go and try another attack. There's still a couple laps to go, so it's all but over for these guys.
Yeah, it is definitely slipping away from Trespasser. Samet is definitely gonna be penalised. So Ricardo is provisionally in third position. Hachiroku and Goshki will be split apart there. They're on the other side, so on a bit of a wide there for Hachiroku on the gold hairpin. Zeki's lap down, so he's just watching to see how Hachiroku performs on the track. So Hachiroku is hoping that about 14 seconds is plenty of time for Samet to be penalised with. So it is a shame on his debut here that he's not going to get his podium. Yeah, Ricardo is going to do everything he can just to make sure that Samet is distracted. Here's a look at Michael again with his aggressive driving style. He won't shrink from the tyre barriers or anything like that. He will go for it. Arska's gap in the last lap. Go once he crosses the line. So is this enough to extend his lead? Oh, it looks very plausible because it is a new server best. So he's not going to leave without a sweep of today's action. And Trespasser just 700ths behind that new lap. So absolutely unreal work here from Valta just to perform another wonderful lap, better than qualifying yet again.
Yeah, Trespasser, he posted like his fastest lap so far. So they both just they are on the mission, they are on the charts, both are driving the absolute maximum that they can get out of this car. This is you don't often see people getting like 5/10, that's half a second faster laps in race than that they got in qualifying. But these guys are making it happen right now in front of our very eyes. So you definitely know that they are both hungry for the win and they're trying their absolute best.
Yeah, it really is a showcase of just the very best of sim racing today. Must be applauded. These drivers have really put on a show. We can definitely notice some of the great battles earlier on in the race when things were a bit closer. Before pit strategy made a big impact. Oh, Michael again using all of the tyre barrier sort of gap, and he did catch the slide just in time. Even with about 7 or 8 minutes to go, Rick still can't catch Samet on pace, so he's going to have to rely on that penalty to bail him out, I suppose. That's the only way I suppose you can word it. It's not been Rick's day compared to his absolute finest performances. But yeah, Samet, despite the misjudgment with the pit stop, can definitely be considered one of the star drivers of today.
Yes, indeed, that's a very strong drive from Samet. That's still very unfortunate to see that pit stop error, but well, I guess he'll learn from that and make it better next time. Not sure Rickard will take the podium here, even though he couldn't overtake Samet on the track. Samet's going to drop a few seconds, but I think he's still safe against Hachiroku if he just takes the penalty. there's 15.9 seconds between Samet and Hachiroku, so it's gonna be close, or then Samet might just stay ahead.
Trespasser does have a response though, with much better lap time from him. 2 minute 43.16. So the 2 minute 42 barrier feels really, really close to being broken today. And so the lead is down to less than 3 seconds now. But he has to do that twice more just to be within the sort of attack range. Otherwise, it's still a victory for Antivalta. He's going to do that twice more, and that's a huge ask for any driver.
Yes, and we only have those 2 laps left, so Trespasser, he has to full send it now to the end of the race. So it's a big task, unless Antti makes a mistake there. That's Hachiroku in the pit lane as well. They're doing some work there. Oh, not work. Yeah.
Oh, Antivalta uses the tires there again. So Hachiroku concedes 5th place. He's down to 7th, I think. Yeah, he's behind Tamuli. But he will be interesting if he can get back to momentum. And now Rony, we have a chance to see Rony's game plan in action against Master Race Cars Michael. He's getting really, really close now. Much better lap on show here for Rony. He's going to be 246.45. That's a new personal best, and Michael was in the 248s. So all that work could be undone in terms of the top 10 finish. But Michael will definitely argue he's been good enough to get it, but Rony will say, yeah, I'm coming for you. And we will have a tense battle always at the finish. And of course, Arska was just occasionally in shot there, as we saw Michael doing his very best to distract Rony. Penultimate lap, almost about to come to an end. Another 30 seconds to go until we greet the drivers for one last lap, and then it'll be the checkered flag for everybody. And Trespasser is currently on target. He is closing and closing. He's got to make sure he's through the final chicane correctly to make sure we have the accurate outlook for the big finale here, Miika. So let's watch how he gets on from the beautiful camera here right underneath the curb. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Trespasser catching. Oh, he goes into the grass. That doesn't really help him at all. He has had very good lap, but there was a couple of mistakes. This one on the last chicane, he went to the grass and he almost hit the wall, and he had a slide there. So lost some time. Oh, that's a risky entry, and oh, that's some time lost. Very unoptimal line.
Yeah, I think Antivalta will be today's winner if he can complete a lap in perhaps a high 244. I think that guarantees him victory no matter what. Trespasser will try. So yeah, that was almost a lapse in concentration, or else just the sheer strain of all this effort. So one or the other, or perhaps a mix of both, that saw Trespasser almost scuff it into the entry for turn 3. So he has to be really, really impressive now to stand any chance of winning this race. Omar will have the summoning of, or would it be Yasin? Yes, Yasin, beg your pardon. Yasin first is under the spotlight for a blue flag call here. So Antti will just hope. Valta will hope for the blue flag order to be obeyed very quickly. Now Goshki for 2.71, completing his mandatory time. So that was weighing on him for quite a while. Goshki completes the 10 seconds mandatory just in time. So he didn't even need to be stationary for the 2 seconds. He could have been out within 1 and it would have been absolutely fine. So Hachiroku gets 6th place. Johnny too far back behind Goshki for any real contest there. But now back to the lead situation. Yasin pulls aside to complete his obligations under blue flags. Trespasser perhaps easing off a little bit, thinking, yeah, this is my absolute best, and it hasn't been good enough to conquer Valta today. We'll watch him climb the hill now. He's in the 158s, and that means Trespasser's really slipping behind now. Another 4 corners to go beyond the chicane, so yeah, 7 corners to go. So we'll get 3 of them out of the way quickly. no need to change down from fifth gear. He can just brake and carry on. Omar would be perhaps wise to pull over and guarantee his position, unless he believes Teemu Soini. Oh, Teemu's pitting, so maybe Omar shouldn't obey blue flags. He has a chance to overtake one more car. So yeah, if he just refuses to listen to blue flags, Miika, but let's hear it for the new winner. It's Antti Valta. Brilliant job.
Yeah, all the things on a very good drive. Trespasser, he had the faster lap behind. He took the fastest lap of the race, but Valta kept it just a bit more consistent through the race. So I think Soini and Omar both made it to the one more lap, so they might have a fight going on over there somewhere. But that's a very good drive from the top two. They came so far ahead of anyone else. Samat taking the provisional third on the results, but he has the penalty coming up, so that is Ricardo who finished just behind him to take the actual podium there.
Good sporting camaraderie there as the two competitors. Yeah, so Teemu didn't need to pit. He already completed his 10 seconds, but he needed a splash of fuel to secure his safety to complete the last lap. So he has real pressure, and he's made a mistake in the chicane. We're going to switch now to Rony against Michael briefly now, but Arska's clear of them all. Michael down P10, still pushing. Is there a last chance? Rony has a sight of the inside, but he can't take it. It's just too difficult. But now he has to do or die here. Michael's going to tempt him to go for it. Uses the extra runoff. Now he's going to try the switchback. Oh, just the rear end got loose, and Michael is going to preserve his position after all. It'll be P9 there for Arska, P10 for Michael, and Rony will have to be content with 11th. Only two more cars to go on the lead lap, I believe. That's Stephen Martin, and then it is Maciek. So Omar of course just about on the lead lap as well, so only about 4 cars to go. We'll be waiting a little while. Stephen Martin crossed the line in 12th, 2 minutes and 7 seconds off the race winner there. I suppose just a pedestrian race, I'm afraid, for Steve. He didn't really get to battle anybody for a long period of time. Magic's in the pits, but Omar, I'm hearing news about Omar. Is he able to secure his position? Yeah, looks pretty good. And just through the pit lane again is Magic. Is he missing something? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he pit short, so he does have to serve that.
Yes.
My goodness.
So Omar took another position as well there.
Yeah, we have our settled grid now. All 15 cars on the lead lap have crossed the line, plus the 3 remaining that were lapped at least once. So here's a look at our classified finishers. We begin with the race winner, Antti Valta, 1 hour 17 minutes with a sterling drive from the pole. The only driver to be in the 243s on qualifying hour. But then the threat from Trespasser came, and it went and it came back, but it finally became just too much for Trespasser on his selected combo to win today. But second place, and a really fine drive from him. On the podium, it's going to be Ricardo, despite what the screen says, because Samet didn't complete the 10 seconds mandatory, so he's definitely going to miss out on third place, sadly. So Samet will be fourth, or perhaps, he will be fourth. Yeah, I don't think he'll be penalised any more than 30 seconds. So therefore, we have our top 10 from 5th to 10th. Tamuli, Hachiroku, Goshki, Johnny SVK, Arska, and then Michael. Rony himself is 11th. Came very close to beating Michael there, but it just unraveled for him at the final chicane when he got a snap of oversteer. Stephen Martin there, one of the drivers, just had very little to do today. He's 12th. Then we've Magic there in 13th, just having a little bit of trouble with the pits, but he's secure there in the 13th. P14 for Omar, great drive for him as he beats some of his key rivals today. Then we have Team Usoini 15th and last in terms of the lead lap drivers. 3 more drivers there completed the race 1 lap down. They were Yasin, Kat, and Zeki. But Loco, we certainly can't forget about his race. He crashed out in the 1/3 distance with the huge roll onto his roof. So a real shame that Loco wasn't the driver competing for 3rd place today, Miika.
Yeah, that was an interesting battle. It would have been so nice to see the actual battle for the 3rd if Simat had taken the pit stop the whole 10 seconds it was regarded. But well, this is how it sometimes goes. But it's racing. It was a nice, enjoyable experience once again, despite everything.
Yeah, so Johnny agrees with Trespasser about the combo being a good one to push, and it was fun, for example. So that's exactly what you want from an RTFR. So it'll now be Anti-Valta's freedom of selection to pick the combination for August. But yeah, we do mark the second half of the calendar year. Round 7 gets us underway for the second segment, the middle of summer, heading into the autumn months in just a little while. So yeah, that's the kind of spirit you want, just to wake up from the extended summer break for RTFR action. And it will be very fascinating to see what happens next, as hopefully Gabor is back just to say, yeah, you've had your free hit against me in my title chase, but yeah, you got to do better than that. I think he'll be saying if you want to beat me in a head-to-head edition. But anyway, yeah, Miika, any final thoughts before we go?
Well, not really more to add anymore.
Okay.
Had plenty of stuff going on here, so
yeah, we've been treated very well today as a duo. Myself, Owen Harmon, and Miika Särkkinen on the commentary. We had Pete Butcher and Chris McElroy as a double liaison pair, just to help us spot any incidents and make sure the cameras were in their correct positions and they're all prepared ahead of time, as this was a custom combo, of course. The Locomania circuit around Fern Bay has provided a real treat. But from myself, Owen, and Miika, thanks for tuning in, and congratulations once again to Anti-Valta on a brilliant win. Bye-bye now.
bye-bye.